Hello everyone. In my last episode I talked about developing brains and how the teen brain is not developed yet. And the prefrontal cortex is developed in an adult. And that's the rationale part of the brain, and also helps us with self-critical awareness. Now, I don't know if you've learned about this, but it's just come out about Nikolas Cruz that he was adopted. His mother was 50, and so they really didn't want to give her, she wanted to go through the normal channels of adoption, but since she was 50, they basically said no. So she went to an attorney, and she wanted to pay for a child, and which you can't do. But the attorney said, well, I found a woman who is a drug addict, and you can pay for her expenses, but you can't pay for the child. So she paid $50,000 for Nikolas, and she had no idea who Nikolas's father was, because he was just a, child from a one-night stand. So she adopted Nikolas, and then this woman got pregnant again, different chap, let's say, and she had Zachary, second son, in prison. I mean, she was a severe drug addict. So these children, precious brains, were being bathed in toxic chemicals during the entire time they were in the womb. And it is said that when Nikolas was, according to a neighbor, was 2 years old, he took the neighbor's child, who was only 4 months old, and was crawling around the patio and threw the child into a pool. So he was displaying severe, violent mental illness, the dangerous kind, at a very, very young age, right from the beginning. Sadly, we've also heard of the transcript has been released from the FBI, and I'll leave a link to these two so you can read in detail about a woman who remains nameless, who insisted that he's going to shoot up someplace very soon. And he's dressing like ISIS, and sometimes he wears a MAGA hat. I think what he was trying to do was anything that would scare anybody. And since the left have an awful fear of Trump being Hitler, which, as you know, Hitler, I would say people who watch my channel are aware that the Nazis, the first thing the Nazis did, Hitler did, and Stalin, communism does, the first thing they do is they take the guns away, which is what the left wants to do. You want to take it away from law-abiding citizens while you've got a country filled with illegal guns. And so it's something that will never be removed from society. As we could see, the problem with Nikolas Cruz is that he was completely destroyed in the womb. And if the left is allowing drugs, people who deal drugs, you sue the pharmaceutical companies who actually do create drugs that are making us live longer, and cures to all sorts of diseases. They're suing them, but they have sanctuary cities. These same cities that are suing them are sanctuary cities that are keeping the people who are dealing drugs that are killing people. The left has lost their minds. And I do think it has something to do with smoking too much. I know, she's harping on pot. But if you destroy the child's brain at a young age when it's still developing, or the parent has taken in, that's why when a woman is pregnant, it tells you all the things, if you're pregnant, don't take this, because you can't harm the brain, the brain, the child that's forming in the womb, their brain and their entire body, the health of even when a mother smokes cigarettes, children it happens later in life, develop all sorts of health problems, and they see that the child actually stops breathing in the womb. The child breathes in liquid in the womb, and then the child stops when the mother smokes. So I think this has to do with starting with the parents doing drugs when the child, and also part affects the sperm of the father. The sperm like spins around in a circle. It really doesn't know where it's going. It actually does affect that as well, and creates low fetal birth weight, which if it's low fetal birth weight, that means the child isn't getting all the nutrients that it should to grow. And if their bodies aren't grown, their brains aren't grown, and later on they have health problems. And also destroys the child's ability, when a child smokes pot, when they've studied when they're young, their ability to have intimate relationships. That's why there's so many men who don't want to commit, aside from also fatherless homes. And that we have to thank Ms. Magazine for that one. And also the welfare state. The welfare state didn't just destroy the Black community, it destroyed everything. The mother will get money if the father isn't at home. And the Ms. Magazine said, oh, a woman can do everything. And now men are looking for women who have gone to college and can make a lot of money. Otherwise, they're not looking for a woman that wants to stay home with the child. They're looking for that kind of woman. So there's a lot of families that don't exist, families that have broken up, families that don't exist, and a lot of women getting pregnant and children that will never have that father. This happened in the late 60s, early 70s. This happened when drugs became so profuse in society. And yes, the Frankel School came over and introduced communism that said the right is bad and the left is good. While the left was the party of the KKK and the right was the party of abolition, Republicans, somehow that all got mixed up. And here we are today. Thank you for listening. I hope to bring you more insights into sanity, and maybe we can find a way, if we elect the right people, if we take care of our children and feed them only good things, if we can just wake up. So maybe we can think of ways, and please, in the comment section, please tell me some ways that you think that we can help heal this nation, things that we can help grow our minds and our souls and the beauty that we all are. Thank you and good night. Hi everybody, I just ask you to please join me on BitChute. I know that certain platforms don't want you to talk about certain things, so I do have a channel there, but I haven't been uploading regularly because it actually takes, they don't have enough cell towers, so it can take 6 to 8 hours to upload a video, and a lot of times even if it's uploaded, it just drops it. So it's kind of frustrating. But I will be able to talk about more subjects that are, not as friendly to talk about on certain platforms. And I will be there, and I'm going to try to upload to BitChute faithfully from now on, as the great Styx Hexenhammer 666 has advised us to do, and he will be there as well. It's good that we've got him. He teaches us an awful lot, doesn't he? Anyway, good night. Thank you for joining me.